That's right, kids. It is time to get your foundations in order. Hi there, it's Julie Brooks, Coaching and Hypnosis, and I want to talk to you guys about a couple things today. So we're going to talk about foundations, we're going to talk about communication, and we're going to talk about a few events going on locally in the Lake Norman area. So let's start with events because that's fun, and if you guys are just popping in for a minute, maybe you'd like to hear about an event or two. So tomorrow there is an event at Blythe Landing, and it is a grand opening for a sailing school. It starts at 3:30 p.m. and I don't know anything more about it, but I do know I'm interested and I'm going to pop in there. So then on Wednesday mornings, every Wednesday morning at H2 in Cornelius, there is a networking meeting. It starts at 9, but get there a little bit early so you can chit chat with people. And it is an open networking. So it is an amazing event. I don't always make it. As a matter of fact, I seldom make it these days, but it is absolutely well worth going to. Even if you're not a business person, there's people that have maybe written a book or maybe they are looking for work. You can stop in there as well. They're a super welcoming group, so don't forget about that one. Now, Thursday morning in Denver, North Carolina at Lobster Dogs, 10 a.m. There is a group of us meeting, and we're going to be meeting at Lobster Dogs this week, Thursday, at 10 a.m. and at 6 p.m. So 10 a.m. is your traditional networking. Come join us. Let me know if you're interested. And then at 6 p.m. we're having a social. So it's more of a fun get-together event. We would love to see you there as well. So please, please, please stop on by. Now, to get back to the stuff that I like to talk about. It is April 2025. And this year, April is all about our foundations. So if you remember, in March was about being creative. So that's great. Now, April is all about the structure. So we're going to look at your relationships. We're going to look at your career. We're going to look at where you're living. We're going to look at all of those things to set up the best foundation for, something just came up. So when I was speaking there, what came up in the back of my head is also your hobbies. So a lot of us talk about things we're going to do. Like we're going to get to that golfing thing. We're going to get to that fishing thing. We're going to get to whatever it is. April is a good month to really work it into your schedule. So it doesn't have to be daily or even weekly for that matter, but to sit down with a schedule and go, okay, my wants and needs are important, not only because I get what I want, but because if you're not getting your wants and needs answered to, then you're not as good of a partner. You're not as good of an employee. You're not as good of it as a parent. So don't forget to work in your hobbies and the things that you like to do into your schedule. So, as I said, April is all about foundations. I started with the foundations in your relationships. Now, this is something that I help with on a daily basis, is people's communication skills. Now, I'm actually going to be offering some courses at a new store in Denver, and it is opening up on April 14th at 9 a.m. she opens, and I should have written her address down. It's Spiritual Healing LLC, and that's in Denver, North Carolina. Please comment or personal message me and I will get you that address. I should have written it down, but I didn't. It's off of 150. You can see it from 150, but that's not the actual address, so I apologize. We are going to be doing courses there. She has her own courses, and she's so graciously said that I can teach some courses. So we're going to be, this is funny. Here's some irony for you. We're going to be talking about communication. Like maybe I should have communicated her address. At least I had the name of the store, guys. None of us are perfect. So always remember, none of us are perfect. So we're going to be talking about communication. Now, how is that relevant? How does that matter to the month of April? Well, the fact is that to set up your foundations, you have to have good relationships. You have to have good communication in your relationships. It's really hard to have a good relationship if you can't communicate with that other person. Now that could be in a romantic relationship, it could be in a parent-child relationship, it could be in a co-worker relationship. Communication is key. All right. If you have any questions about communication, April and the foundations, or anything, you know what, guys? I'm going to do a card. I'm going to do a guidance card for you. It's been a while since I did a card for you, so I'm going to do a guidance card. And this is going to be what you need to concentrate on, all of you. Well, maybe not all of you, but there's a large amount of you that need to concentrate on what this card is going to say. So, what? Geez, ooh, that jumped out really quick. You must really need to concentrate on it. Ooh, it's the realm of the hungry ghost. It's just the hungry ghost. The hungry ghost is all about addictive behaviors. Whew. Remember how you're going to set your foundations up? I think we all need to take a little bit of a breath. With this card coming out, I really felt that. I really felt that impact me. There's a lot of people that are struggling. And whether they're struggling with what you and I would consider as an addiction, i.e. alcohol or drugs or sex or social media, there's so many addictions. But there's also a lot of addictions that we don't really recognize as addictions. And that can be anything from food, eating disorders. That's what I mean by food, is eating disorders where you have to eat in a certain direction around your plate. You have to eat only certain foods at certain times, anything like that. That's actually a very addictive behavior. And guys, if you know someone who is suffering with some sort of addictive behavior, I want to tell you something right now and to be very clear. Addictive behaviors happen because that person is feeling out of control in one or more, generally more, areas of their life. Now, possibly the situation that they felt out of control in has gone. It's come and gone. But that feeling of lack of control still remains often. And more often than not, that situation, that feeling of lack of control is definitely still in their life. So if you have a loved one that is suffering with any sort of addiction, and parents, be really, really conscious of this with your children. If they are doing something that seems to you too repetitive, addictive, verging on addictive, understand they are feeling out of control in some area of their life. Now, this is not a time for you to burst in there and make them understand and be the support and all that kind of stuff. This is the time to ask questions, to be supportive, but not parents. I've seen it happen all too many times. Your heart is in the right place and you want to help your child, but you are taking more control away from that child, oftentimes in the way that you are helping. All right. That's what I got to say today. Hopefully you guys have an amazing Monday and a brilliant week, and we'll see you next Monday, if not before. Oh yeah, we are going to see you before, because if you're in the Lake Norman area, you are going to come to one or more of those events. Please do not forget Thursday. You've got a choice of 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. at